your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Your life in the planning stages. There is nothing accidental about your life experience. You actually chose your body and planned many of the events in your life before you were even born. There was so much to choose from. In the next video example, Michael Newton, a past life regression hypnotist, discloses information that he has learned about this life planning stage during our time between our physical lives. He specializes in past life regression, which is the ability to guide a person who is deeply hypnotized back in time before their birth to the point that they are in a prior life. He learned this ability to move his clients to this time between lives quite by accident, as if there really was such a thing. One day, after moving his client back to a prior life, they started speaking about their experience during a time that was not a physical life. They were actually planning their next physical life experience. They were working out the details of who they would meet and what kinds of experiences they would have, and even the body that they would use. Video example: a past life regression expert. What is this video about? In this video example, Michael Newton describes his work in past life regression. He accidentally got into this field of work when he was hypnotizing one of his patients, and they went too far back and ended up in a prior life experience. Since that time, he has been studying and researching past life experiences and has written several books on the subject. He has become an expert in the events following death, as well as typical experiences between lives before people reincarnate for a new life experience. In this interview, he answers many questions about what exactly happens in this period in between lives. There are 5 video segments, and I recommend that you see them all, as they are quite interesting and enlightening. I have outlined the information that I feel was most germane to our purpose. Starting on video segment number 2 at 5 minutes, he explains that some people who have committed crimes in one lifetime may actually come back in another one as the victim by their own decision. Remember, it is all about the experiences. Video segment number 3 at 2 minutes and 59 seconds, he explains the life planning between lives and speaks about amnesia. He says that Earth is only one school, meaning that we could have incarnated on many other planets. He says that when we incarnate, we experience a sort of amnesia that causes us to forget who we really are and who we have been in the past. Of course, we know this as immersion. He says that we decide on the aspects of our next life, and video segment number 4 at 2 minutes, he talks about our future work and how between lives we are able to see into the future so that we can choose the right body for what we want to do. Amazingly, we choose from several different possible bodies and are able to view ourselves in those bodies in action in future situations. If we like it, then we will incarnate in that chosen body. We even choose which sex we want to be in the next life, and we have all lived at least one life as the opposite sex. What does this example show, and what does it mean? There are several great points of information in this video example. First, it is important to realize that we do in fact reincarnate to experience many different life experiences. Remember, nothing needs to be fixed. We are only here for the experience and not to accomplish anything or get anything done. We are only here for our own growth and personal experiences. Next, it is important to understand that we plan certain major experiences for ourselves in advance. These experiences are not always happy ones, but we have planned them for reasons that only our higher self or inner being knows. This is important to know because the next time you experience some tragedy, you will realize that you probably had planned that for yourself as a growing experience. So get the most of it and don't complain. Also mentioned is the fact that we choose the body that we will have during this particular experience. Interestingly, just like trying on some new clothes at a department store, we get to try out our new body in several future situations to see if it fits our personalities and what we want to experience. If we like it, we get to have it. This is important because the next time you start to complain about your body, know this: you have picked it out for very good reasons. You didn't choose it to be unhappy, so it must have been for a very good reason, one that you may never consciously figure out during your lifetime. Suffice to know that, whatever the reason, you are meant to work with the one you have, so make the best of it. He also mentions what he calls a sort of amnesia, which causes people to forget who they are and their past. This is the immersion that we've been talking about. While he doesn't explain why this happens, we know that the best and only way to fully experience your part or life is to be fully immersed into it, and only know this experience to the exclusion of all else. That is the state of immersion.
For best results, pause this video at this point here, and watch the video example mentioned in the segment. The links are located in the book chapter, and at the end of the book. If you are watching this online, you will find the link for this video example listed in the notes section. Then, after watching the associated video example, continue watching this video from here. To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, Chapter number 2, Segment number 6. Let your quest for knowing continue.